When people hear love yourself, the first things that come to mind are selfies in the mirror, late night donuts, I eat whatever I want, green smoothies, bubble bath, gentle yoga, phrases like I accept myself as I am. But the truth is, self-love is work. And it's the most sustainable and compassionate way to achieve your goals, including the goals relating to how your body looks. My name is Olga Onoshenko. I'm a certified nutritionist, psychotherapist, personal trainer and PhD, and this channel marries psychology and physiology of managing your weight. I've been helping people to lose weight and to achieve better relationships with themselves and with their bodies for 10 years, and sincerely recommend you to subscribe to this channel, not to miss really therapeutic videos on this channel that will help you to achieve better relationships with food, body, and as a result maybe lose some weight. This video will be structured in the following way. We will talk about the definition of self-love, theoretical aspects of how to love yourself correctly so that it helps you to achieve your goals rather than holds you back. Then I will give you practical examples how self-love works in reality, in everyday situations, how self-love reflects in your behaviors, emotions and thoughts. And finally, I will answer one of the questions, a really good question from one of my subscribers, relating to one of the ideas I will be talking about in the video. She couldn't accept it, she couldn't agree with it, and I explained in a more broad way. So there are 3 psychological frameworks we can lean on to understand self-love from different angles. First, rational emotive behavioral therapy, RBT. This model introduces the concept of unconditional self-acceptance. Albert Ellis, the founder, and Wendy Drayden, a prolific writer, he wrote a lot of books on RBT. He's a professor in one of English universities, probably my favorite author at the moment. They say that your worth is not determined by your achievements or your appearance. You are worthy because you exist. And even if you make mistakes, have extra weight, overeat sometimes, or lie on a couch, you are still worthy. And if your self-worth is based on your performance, you become a hostage to the checklist of your achievements and you're never enough. Second is self-compassion, second angle at which we can look at self-love. Self-compassion is a term from compassion-focused therapy. The pioneer of self-compassion in the US is Kristin Neff, and in the UK Paul Gilbert. And the approaches slightly differ, but for simplicity we synthesize them in this video. And Paul Gilbert defines self-compassion as the ability to create warm, supportive, kind inner environment that supports recovery instead of self-attack. So you fall down, instead of self-attacking and kicking you for falling down, kicking yourself for falling down, you give yourself a hand. And in this framework, self-love is not about self-esteem, but about creating this gentle but responsible, warm and kind inner environment. So this is about how you relate to yourself in moments of struggle, failure and making mistakes. So it's self-support rather than self-attack that activates self-soothing mechanisms in our body, in our mind. And when our brain is not under threat, when our body is not under threat, we're capable of making better decisions, better choices, choices that serve us. Many people confuse self-criticism and self-attack. Self-criticism helps us move and develop, and self-attack paralyzes us. So only from place of safety we have resources to change and grow. And a third approach is to understand self-love through philosophical definition of love. What does it mean to love? Love is a state in which you feel like you want the best for the person, or in self-love for yourself, while affirming their inherent dignity. So you want to make someone's life better while affirming their dignity. This is the definition by Ukrainian researcher and psychotherapist, and this isn't tied to any psychotherapeutic school. It's more philosophical, dialectical, a phenomenological lens that sees person as a whole, their body, their history, background, their pain, and their dreams and so on. And in phenomenological approach to psychotherapy, we are not asking how someone should feel or behave. We ask what is happening right now for this specific person. So, for example, we can engage in compensatory behaviors after overeating. And in some cases, it can be a symptom of bulimia, or in some cases, it can be a healthy action to support your body and mind and achieve your goals. It all depends what is going on the background, what is the attitude, what this relationship to self, what self-perception we have, what motivation we are doing it with. So self-love is the action that affirms your dignity right now. When someone says lose weight, or no one will marry you, no one will want you, no one will love you, that's not care, that's humiliation dressed up as a concern. And what self-love would say? You are already worthy. If you want to change anything, I will support you. I'm here for you. Not because you are unworthy, but because you deserve to feel better and more comfortable in your life. And here I'd like to suggest you two metaphors. The metaphor of sculptor and the gardener. A sculptor looks at a block of stone and sees what needs to be removed, what needs to be improved. What's there now is too much, too raw, too ugly. The goal is to cut away, grind down and perfect, to make something finally worthy. And the underlying belief here, you are no one, you're nothing, until you prove that you can become someone. Whereas a gardener enters their garden and sees life. Some flowers haven't bloomed yet, some branches grow sideways, and that's okay. Some trees survived frost and carry scars, but are still growing. The garden is valuable as it is right now. It doesn't need to be sculpted from scratch. It needs nourishment, space, light, and gentle care. And yes, hard work. Same goes for us. If you treat yourself like you're not there yet, you keep cutting yourself down, squeezing yourself, waiting for a version someone may approve of. But if you take a gardener's perspective, you see what already lives inside you, what's worth tending, strengthening, or protecting, or supporting. So you are already in the process, you are already worth. You don't need to wait for someday. Now let's talk about self-love in real life situations, because theory may not be useful for someone who is stuck in circles of self-attack and lack of unconditional self-worth. Let's take overeating after you had one piece of cake. Let's take me as an example. What would I do if I didn't love myself? I already had one slice. Why I even had it? I wasn't even hungry. I need to lose weight. me again, as usual, greedy, lazy, no self-control, might as well have another because the diet is ruined. And I feel anxious because I'm supposed to lose weight, I'm supposed to be on a diet, and I've already had that piece of cake and I want more cake, and now I try to restrict and not to eat this cake, and all my attention is on this second piece of a cake, and also thinking how I will compensate tomorrow with skipping breakfast or over-exercising. And I'm a nutritionist, what will people think? I'm a psychotherapist, I need to be in full control. I wasn't even that hungry, I didn't even need that. And how does it look like if I had a piece of cake, but I do love myself? That was a delicious slice. I would really like another one, but I'm not sure. Probably I will not, because I know that second slice will make me feel sluggish. I will feel that my blood glucose is elevated. I know that it will not be, this second piece is not necessary. Although I give myself room to, maybe have another piece because it's delicious. By the way, both loving and unloving part of me know that if I eat calorie-dense food, I will most probably get into calorie surplus. And there is a lot of sugar and calories, and it's not really good for my body. But if I really want it, and the world will not fall apart if I love myself, it's no big deal. Most likely I will not, because I want to feel good. I'd better take this piece with me and put it in the fridge and eat it tomorrow with better appetite. But there is no panic, no pressure. I'm already enough, even if I overeat. I'm choosing what feels the kindest for my body today. Second situation, skipping a workout. Me without self-love. Lazy again. Useless again. Another wasted day. I will never get in shape. Another failed attempt to get myself a new body. I should punish myself. No carbs until Friday. And me with self-love. I'm really exhausted. Forcing a workout would be self-abuse rather than self-compassion today, in this circumstance. Loving myself means letting my body to recharge, and then it will thank me for it, and I will feel energized tomorrow. And if I don't feel energized tomorrow, this means I need more rest. And this does not mean I'm quitting. It's a pause. By the way, there is a link to my Instagram below this video. Follow me, and in Instagram I share useful information, and also I show how I eat and exercise from a place of self-compassion. Third example, choosing clothes. What should I wear today? If I don't love myself, if I have bad relationships with myself, I'll say these pants make me look like a sausage. I need to lose weight fast. I cannot stand how I look like. I won't buy new clothes until I lose 10 pounds, 5 kilograms. I'll just wear what I have. I don't deserve new things. And if I have self-love, this will sound like that. Oh, these pants are tight. My body has changed. Time to buy something that fits, that I will feel amazing in, comfortable and confident. And that's what suits me as well. I deserve to feel comfortable and stylish at any size. Clothes should serve me, not the other way around. Fourth, compensating after a binge. Me without self-love. I ate too much again. Tomorrow, no food. Well, maybe maximum 1000 calories. Or maybe just water. And then day after day, push, restrict, and try to discipline myself in a bad way. Through self-abuse. And if I do love myself, yes, I overeat, it happens, it can happen to anyone, but my body will handle it, I'll give it a rest. Tomorrow, maybe I will eat a little bit less. First of all, I will be less hungry because today I had more energy than I needed. And second, I will try probably to skip breakfast, but if I'm hungry again, I will eat. So I'll try to go lighter tomorrow, but not as a punishment, not because I'm anxious that I gained weight, but because I want to support my body. So it's more about making my life easier. And I always leave room for choice. If I'm hungry, I eat. And then self-criticism when looking at yourself in the mirror. Me without self-compassion. Ooh, look at that belly. Who could ever love this? Who could be attracted to it? Time to get into calorie deficit soon and start doing planks again. A sup. And then me with self-love. Yep, there is a belly. My body is alive. It's been through a lot. I do want to tone up. Yes, I would prefer more toned belly. Absolutely. But not because I hate my body, but because I care. Because I have certain preferences. But preferences are not demands to achieve flat belly at any cost. Sick situation, stress eating. If I don't like myself, stressed again, here we go to the fridge, close the door, you fat ass, you have no self-control. And if I have self-love, now my brain is choosing food as a coping mechanism. I know I have such tendencies. I'm working on minimizing such cases, and I'm looking for alternative ways to cope. I know that reaching to food under stress is simply trying to self-soothe. So how can I self-soothe right now without food? And if I even still overeat, I do not beat myself up. I'm just looking for ways to reduce stress or plan better alternative coping strategies, alternative ways to calm my nervous system down in the moment of stress. Because I know I have a tendency to self-soothe with food. And that's very common, by the way. And last section of this video, a promised question from a subscriber. I will read it. Can you explain point 1 again? That's the one about RABT, about unconditional self-acceptance. It sounds like self-deception. We usually love people for their actions and qualities. That is who they are. Why should it be different with ourselves? And that's a great question. In everyday life, yes, we always start loving people for certain character traits or how they treat us and their behaviors. But RABT makes an important distinction between how we feel about a person as a person and how we feel about what they do. So you may be unhappy with something you did, overate, binged, skipped a workout, but that doesn't mean that you are unworthy as a person. RABT says your actions are not your essence. You are not defined by your mistakes and shortcomings. Why does this matter so much? Because when we conflate actions and identity, we spiral into shame and self-attack. And when we feel shame and when we self-attack, that's the origin of binge restrict cycles, bulimia, self-sabotage, internalized failure. So I binged means I am weak as a whole, as a person, I'm unworthy, I'm disgusting. And this way of thinking damages your mental health more than you can even imagine. So when you say, I don't like what I did or how I did it, but I'm still a person worth of compassion and dignity, you open door to growth, to not from self-loathing, but from self-care. So I hope this video was useful. Please like this video if you really liked it. Share this video with those who may find it useful and therapeutic. Subscribe to this channel. Apply for psychotherapy or support with sustainable weight loss. Links are below this video, and I'll see you soon.